Tonight's topic is tapping into intimacy, and it's one of my favourite topics. And the reason, that's so cool, topics. I think I came up with a new word. Write that down, Rebecca, she's my marketing girl. All right, topics. So tonight's topic, intimacy, we are going to, a lot of the time you hear the word intimacy and you're like, oh great, we're going to like go and love on each other and touch each other and get all aroused. Okay, that may or may not happen in this workshop, okay? Because the truth is, that's not what intimacy is really about. When you are really intimate with someone, something, and there's really deep trust because of intimacy and true connection, then all of that other stuff comes very naturally because there's such a deep listening. But when the listening isn't deep and you jump to all that other stuff, it's very surface level, right? It's like exciting and it could also be passionate, but is it really deep? And intimacy isn't just for relationships, in your romantic partnerships, it's for life. It's intimacy with yourself, it's intimacy with your friends, with your family, it's intimacy with your romantic partners, it's intimacy with everything. And if you develop that quality inside yourself, then no matter what relationship you have, you will call that out. You will draw it to the surface. You will draw that depth into your life through the people and places and things that you're doing. And so that to me is way more juicier than like, oh, they touched me, oh God, you know, right? Because I want to feel deep arousal from the depth of my being. And that's not just this topical arousal, it's this depth of feeling so turned on because I'm connecting so deeply. And myself and my partner, we love to chat about this topic quite a lot, and we've been together for 6.5 years, and our relationship is deeper than it's ever been and more explosive and cosmic and orgasmic than it's ever been. And we often talk about this. We're like, wow, 6.5 years in, it's pretty cool. We're so much more in love and like so much more pleasure coming out of us than ever before. And we're like, why is that? Why do some people like kind of get really angst towards each other, or why does passion die? And we came up with this little philosophy that we have, and I'm curious to hear what you think. And it relates to the old model and the new model. Because the old model, which we were born into and our culture and society was born into, is a model that says when you're with a partner, they have to be a certain way and you have to be a certain way, and you're not really allowed to change. That's the whole model of the monogamous relationship, and there's nothing wrong with monogamy, polygamy, whatever you want to be, but the model that we were born into basically says you're not allowed to really grow. And if one person wants to grow and the other person is threatened, then there's a lot of friction and there's a lot of trying to control and there's a lot of trying to change the other person. And when we try to change someone else, we lose intimacy. Because changing someone is not accepting them for who they are right there in that moment. Changing them is wishing they were different, therefore you're not actually able to be with them. And so we have this practice in our relationship which basically says, how can I just fully support you in being exactly who you want to be, however it looks? And how can you allow me to do the same? And that could be a threat to the old model, right? Because the old model is like, you get married, you have 2 children, the wife stays at home, the husband goes out and works, and that's the model that you stick to for your whole life, right? Not much change. You have the same role, you continue the same role. But we all know that we have way outgrown that model. And the new model is unique to every single human being. The new model has no rules. The new model, the rules get set by the 2 people involved. And I would say, if you can set a rule that says, I support you in being you fully, you will go long and far because they will feel so much love from you that they will want to be with you. And no longer will you need to try to protect the relationship or prove or be jealous or anything like that. You have so much love because they feel seen, heard, honoured, and encouraged to be them fully. And you'll get the same back from them. So that sounds like a really cool model, right? To be fully accepted. And it can be a little bit hard too, right? Because we're transitioning out of something that we were born into, a way that we saw our parents behave, and a lot of those patterns that we are carrying forth from culture that tell us this is how it's meant to look. And if it doesn't look like this, there's something wrong with it. Do you guys relate? It's like we're all trying to fit into some box. But women are much more empowered now. Women have their own careers, their own creative impulses. Women are changing so much as well. And men want more freedom too. Men don't want to just be the breadwinner. Men want to experiment with this type of job and try this type of thing. And there's so much more experimentation happening in our culture, which is basically allowing evolution to happen. When we try to put things in a box, evolution stops because you're not allowed to move anywhere. When you support growth, when you encourage growth, even when it's uncertain, evolution happens. And as a culture, we evolve together and we become better because of it. So that's my little spiel on intimacy and how we can really learn to grow together and really evolve together in a new model. You guys want to do that? Yeah? Yeah, you guys just want to be free and be who you want to be, and no one can stop you, no one can say, you can't do that, you have to be home at this time. No rules, just love, honesty, authenticity. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to do that tonight. And in the process, we're going to look at our cultural patterns, we're going to look at our family imprints, and we're going to look at our childhood, and we're going to look at our early romantic partnerships that told us that it should have been a certain way, or that gave us pain, that made us shut down, that made us hide, all of that. We're going to look at all of that substance, and we're going to pour so much love into it that it's going to transform, okay? Yeah! Awesome. So, tapping. Let's get into it. Emotional freedom techniques, also known as tapping. It is a blend of modern psychology and Chinese medicine. So, modern psychology, who's been to a counselor before? Or a therapist? Oh yeah, we're in the times of therapy. It's good to talk, right? So in therapy, you're talking about your issue, what it makes you feel, what memories you have tied to it. You start to understand how it all works. We're doing the same thing in tapping. We're basically talking out loud about what we feel and what all those thoughts and memories and emotions and perceptions are. So we'll be tapping while we voice it out loud. And then you go into Chinese medicine. Who here has ever had acupuncture or acupressure? Oh yeah, I love it. I just had some today actually. Okay, I'm going to have some more with tapping. I'm going to pass her around. You'll see these lines on her body, energy lines, also known as meridians. And in Chinese medicine, when there's a trauma, emotional or physical trauma, those energy lines that run up and down the body get blocked. And if that line isn't cleared, more and more stagnation happens, and then it creates a dis-ease in the body because it got so stagnated that all the energy bunched up and blocked all the flow of life force that usually currents through the body to give you health. And so in Chinese medicine, they'll tap on these points, they'll press on these points, or add needles onto these points to clear out that stagnation so the prana, the life force, can flow through the body. And so that's what we're doing in tapping. We're basically tapping specific meridian points to clear out the charge, to clear out the stagnation. While we do that, we're talking about our issues. And what do you think happens when you start talking about all of your issues?
Your emotions come up.
Yeah, they do. You get pretty triggered, you might get angry or sad, and that's what happens. Basically, I'm going to trigger the hell out of you. You may even think it's me and point it back at me, which is totally okay. I can take your projections. But the truth is, when we feel emotion, we are creating the emotion. And so when you look at a story and the emotion comes up, you start tapping and you start clearing out all of that emotion, all of that stagnation, and then we move into the brain, because the brain is like a computer, and we have many files on our desktop. And many of those files are not serving us because they have fear-based systems that are creating a lot of pain, a lot of agony, and a lot of habits that actually really don't serve us. And so what we do is we go into the desktop of our mind and we go, I'm going to open that folder related to intimacy. And when I look in that folder, I'm going to see what's there. There's a bunch of emotions, there's a bunch of beliefs, and there's also a bunch of memories related to intimacy as well. And they're all tucked away in that folder. And then when we open up that folder a little bit more and we start to really dig deep, what's actually happening is we're seeing the pathways in the brain. And when we have a habit or a thought or some type of pattern, it's shooting back from one neural pathway to the next, from one synapses to the next. It's sending off patterns. And when we go into a fear-based pattern, it's basically glued together, just shooting back and forth. Something happens in the outside reality, like, right? And then all of a sudden the pathway electrifies up, and it starts shooting back and forth, angry, defensive, shame, pain, pity, repeat, right? Who can relate? Yeah, we all have it. That's how the brain works. It was originally really good because, and it is really good to have wiring, but not when it's fear-based wiring. It helps you protect yourself. But when it's fear-based, it's trying to protect us, but it's just repeating these patterns. And so what they've shown in tapping is when you start to bring love, empathy, and forgiveness to the fear-based patterns, there's protein bonds in the synapses that's holding it in place. When you start bringing love to the fear, these protein bonds start to melt away. And then the synapses opens up and you can rewire your brain. You can rewire your perceptions. You can rewire your habits. And that's basically what we're doing in tapping. So you've got the brain, you've got the mind, you've got the emotional system, the physical system, and you've really got the spiritual component, which is the love, the empathy, the forgiveness. These are all the higher qualities of our spirituality. And when we bring that into the pot, all of that love starts to melt the fear. Do you guys want to do that? Yeah, I know. Okay, so when you start tapping, there will be a few things that may happen. It's called off-gassing. And off-gassing is either yawning, burping, crying, hiccuping, farting. It does happen, trust me. Sometimes I do it, but you would never know because I always blame Rebecca. So this happens. You release because you're going quantum. You're working on the body, you're working on the mind, you're working on the spirit. And all of that starts moving so quickly that the body starts to release in really weird ways. So if you start yawning a lot, totally natural, you're actually not bored, although you may think you are. You're actually off-gassing. You're getting oxygen into the brain, you're clearing out all of that heaviness because the emotion is heavy. So that might happen. And then we're going to do a little oath before I show you all the tapping points. I want everyone to raise your hand right now. We're going to create a safe container so that we can all go really deep together. You guys want to do that? Yeah? Okay, so repeat after me. I promise to create a safe place.
I promise to create a safe place.
I promise to be courageous with my experience.
I promise to be courageous with my experience.
And honor everyone else's experience.
And honor everyone else's experience.
And I promise not to go up to anyone afterwards and say, I heard what you said. Let me be your love guru. Unless they ask me first. Nice. Now before we get into the whole process, I want to do one little experiment. I need about 4 people. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on up the front. This is just a little example of what we're going to do tonight, but in physical form, okay? So, Rebecca, I'm going to have you stand here and face this way. What's your name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, awesome. I want you just to face Rebecca right here, okay? These 2 human beings, Jonathan and Rebecca, are about to have a really intimate moment. They really want to connect. They saw each other across the room and they've been kind of eye-gazing for a while. And now is the moment where they get to show up and talk to each other, right? But, what's your name?
Sloan.
Sloan. Sloan is a negative belief. And what negative belief should Sloan have? Maybe, I'm not good enough. Okay?
Okay.
Because that often goes on in our mind, right? When we're about to meet someone new, like this, I'm not good enough, or whatever. So we're just going to put one in front of Rebecca. Stand in front of Rebecca right here. Right there.
Wait a second.
Now, Jonathan, on the other hand, is completely clear, no issues. Rebecca has this issue that says, I'm not good enough. And what's your name? Anne. And let's have Anne has an emotional response that is, what would I'm not good enough create?
I never get anxiety.
Anxiety? Okay, so Anne is anxiety. All right. Okay, now it's time to connect. All right? So, before you can't do that because these are all filters, right? These are all filters in the way that are stopping the intimacy. Okay? So, let's be real with this. I want you to look as anxious as you can right now. And I want you to say over and over, I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough.
And now I want you to try to talk to her, and I want you to try to talk back.
I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough.
Try to connect with Rebecca, Jonathan.
I'm not good enough. 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 I'm not good enough.
All right, does everyone get the picture? Let's give her a round of applause. You guys are good. I just wanted to give a visual because that's basically what's happening, right? We go to meet someone, we go to connect with someone, we have all this dialogue in our mind, and we can't fully show up because it's all speaking and then it creates all this awkwardness. So we're going to clear that. All right, so grab out your pieces of paper. I'm going to ask you a few questions. This is going to help you understand what it is that's blocking you from deep, real intimacy. Okay. Question number 1. What type of intimacy do you want to have? Write that as an answer down. What type of intimacy do you want to have? And then question number 2. What are some of the limiting thoughts that come up when you try to have that type of intimacy? Like, I'm not good enough, they'll laugh at me, I'll be rejected. What are some of those limiting thoughts? And then next question is, what are some of the limiting emotions that come up? Anxiety, depression, sadness, regret, shame, blame, fear. What are some of those emotions that you feel? So just writing whatever it is that comes down. And the next question is, this might take you a little moment to think about it. What's your earliest memory of feeling struggle with this type of intimacy? What's your earliest memory of feeling that same struggle? Because so often it's from a lot longer in our life. It usually started at childhood. It could have started when someone said something to you at school. It could have started with how your brother and sister showed up towards you. It could have started with how you saw your parents behave. It could have started in many different ways. But what is your earliest memory, just for now, of remembering struggling with this type of intimacy that you wanted but you couldn't quite get? slight memory there. We'll go deeper in the actual tap. Next question. Who in your earlier childhood life also struggled with this type of intimacy that you desire? And then next question is, what does your culture say about intimacy? What does the culture imprint about your thoughts around intimacy? How is culture blocking you from a deep dive into intimate connection? What does the media say? What does religion say? What does your family say? What does your friends say? What's the culture's belief around this type of intimacy that you desire? And then when you feel into that struggle, perhaps it's fear or awkwardness or shutdown, when you feel into that, what's the texture in your body? Is it heavy? Is it hard? Prickly, slimy, oozing, metallic? What's the texture of it, if it had a texture? Because that's all in your energy field. And what's the colour of it, if it had a colour? Because that's in your aura too. So just the first colour that comes up. Black, brown, greenish yellow, red. What's the colour of this challenge with intimacy? And then on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense when you're in that uncomfortable place, how intense is it when it's most triggered? And where do you feel it in your body? What part of your body is it living in? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Where is it living in your body? And then back around for the last question. If you had the type of intimacy you desire, what would physically be happening in your life? Okay, so now you've written down your answers. I'm going to show you the points, just so that you know where we're going to tap. So just keep with your process, and then just follow me for a moment. This is just the points. So you massage underneath the collarbone here, tapping the center of the chest, between the brows, temples, cheeks, underneath the nose, underneath the lips, center of the chest, front of the ribs. Let's all take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Yeah, feels good to breathe. Tapping the side of the ribs here. And then you tap the side of the wrist. These are all the meridian points that I spoke about that are basically sending electrical pulses through those energy lines. Say you're going to do a karate chop, tapping the top corner of the thumb where the nail juts out. The next finger, top corner edge where the nail juts out. Middle finger, top corner edge. Now all of these points are connected to the organs as well. So in Chinese medicine, the organs hold emotion. So as you tap these and they clear out the organs, you're clearing out the emotion in the organs. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger, it's the only one that's on the opposite side. This is the gamut point. Okay, and then back to the inside of the little finger, the top corner edge where the nail juts out. Side of the hand here. This is a good point for stubbornness, clearing out any stubbornness. Anyone stubborn in this room? No way, I'm not stubborn. Who said that? So this is a good point for stubbornness. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Awesome. Tapping the top of the head, back of the head, around the ears, and that's all the points. Alright, you guys think you got it? Nice. I'm going to lead you through it so you won't forget it. Okay, so just close your eyes and just tap on your chest for a moment. And I want you just to tune into your own body in this room, about to work on some pretty intense challenges. Imagine yourself in your own little bubble right now, where you are completely safe to experience whatever is deep inside of you. And that this is a beautiful opportunity right now to look deeply. And feel yourself protected by this bubble as you choose to go there tonight, knowing that as you choose to go there, we get to really bring love there. And now let's tune into this challenge with intimacy. What is the thing that's creating friction, disconnection, struggle? I want you to tune into the lack of intimacy and then the desire for it and then the struggle with it. I want you to really feel it right now. And let yourself feel uncomfortable. Because in tapping, when we allow ourselves to feel those uncomfortable feelings, we give them permission to change. But it's only by really feeling them that we get to move them through the system. And then if at any point tonight, especially in the middle, you feel really triggered, I invite you to stay and not leave. Because if you leave feeling really triggered, you're going to attract something intense out there. Trust me that I will get you through that really hard part. And you'll feel amazing at the end, okay? So tuning into that struggle, and then repeating after me. And if the word isn't completely accurate, please change the word to match your story. If you don't know what you feel, just give the word a go. You can't drill in negativity any deeper, but I can prod and poke you. And if something comes out, it's a gift because now you get to love it, okay? So repeating after me. Even though I've been struggling with intimacy, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. I've been struggling by, and I just want you to say out loud how you've been struggling.
I've been struggling.
Tapping between the brows. I've been struggling by, and say it again. And that makes me feel, what does it make you feel when you struggle with it? What's the top emotion that comes up? It makes me feel.
Tight and uncomfortable.
Tapping the temples. It makes me feel. When I struggle with, and name what it is you're struggling with. Tapping the cheeks. And that's totally understandable. That I've been feeling this way. When I struggle with, and just name what it is. So just tune into that feeling, that emotion that really comes up inside your body. Really let yourself feel that emotion. Lean into it, let it be uncomfortable just for a moment. Really lean on the edge of that feeling. What's the texture of it? How does it feel in your body? How does it affect your body posture? Feel that emotion. Really get uncomfortable. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping underneath the nose. It makes me feel, and then what it makes you feel. When I struggle with, and name it again. And I don't know how to change this. It's really affecting my relationships. Tapping underneath the lips. It's really affecting how I show up in the world. It makes me get really awkward. And I feel really uncomfortable. And I try to pretend it's not an issue. But it really is an issue. I'm really struggling with, and name what it is. Tapping the center of the chest. I'm really struggling with, and name it again. I'm really struggling with, and just voice it out loud. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the front of the ribs. I forgive myself for how hard this has been. And how I've really been blaming myself for not showing up better. For not what? You name what you haven't been doing. For not
being true to my authentic self.
and I really want to stop this. But I don't know how tapping on my ribs is going to help. And this crazy, stupid tapping lady
Crazy, stupid tapping lady.
thinks she knows what she's talking about.
Thinks she knows what she's talking about.
Just tapping on my ribs.
Just tapping on my
Big deep breath, big sigh. Tapping the side of the ribs. It's possible my love can heal this fear. It's possible my love can create more intimacy. I really want to have more love and intimacy. And I'm ready to bring love to my fears now. So just tune into that fear that's there, the challenge, tune into the fear, and just imagine yourself giving it a great big hug right now. Just empathy, just imagine yourself giving it a big hug. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Awesome, tapping the side of the wrist. I'm ready to really look at this. Because I really want to clear it. I don't care how deep I have to go. I'm ready to have more intimacy in my life. And I'm ready to really look now. Are you guys ready? Are you ready to go down that wormhole with me? Okay, let's do it. So I want you to take a moment and just tune into that earlier memory that you have where you first felt fear or struggle around intimacy, around connection, around sharing yourself, around love. Tune into that earlier memory right now. And I want you just to bring it up as if it's happening like a movie in front of your mind. I'm going to take you on a little journey. So as you see that movie right there, tapping the side of the thumb, see it as if it's happening right now. You're right there. And then repeating after me. It all started when? When did it first start? Say it out loud. And I was, how old were you? And what was happening in that memory? Just go on a little rant about what was happening. tapping the next finger. And I started thinking, what did you start thinking when that happened? I started thinking, and I've been thinking that ever since. Tapping the middle finger. I started believing, what did you start believing? When what happened? Just say it again, what took place. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. That's when I really shut down. That's when I decided to hide my heart. Because it didn't feel safe to show my heart. Because my heart wasn't being received. Instead, what was happening? What happened instead of that? Instead, what happened? Instead, and that's why I shut down. Because my love wasn't being received. And I didn't feel safe anymore. So just tune into how unsafe you felt. Let yourself feel how unsafe that was. How nervous you were in your being. How scared you were. How doubtful you were. Tune into what it was you were feeling when that took place. And it's totally understandable you felt that way. They didn't treat you with the love you needed. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the little finger. What was the worst part about that memory? The worst part was, and just say the worst part out loud. The worst part was, and what was it? That's when it really hurt. The worst part was, that's when I really shut down. So I want you to really see that micro moment of when you really got hit hard, when that moment took place. See it as if it's a freeze frame right now in your mind. See it and feel it as if it's happening right there, that exact moment. That exact moment of pain, that exact moment of rejection, that exact moment of self-doubt, that exact moment of not feeling safe, that exact moment, feel it. Let yourself be with that right now, that moment. Be there. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the hand, I didn't feel safe. I did not feel safe. And I've been trying to protect myself ever since. And what have you been doing? Just trying to protect yourself. I've been, and what have you been doing? But I still don't feel protected. Even when I watch, what do you do? I still don't feel safe. I still feel really scared. All of this shutting down. And what do you do? Name it out loud. And is not really helping me. It's actually creating more of what I don't want. Tapping the top of the head. And is that true? when you do that thing to try to protect yourself, does it actually create more of what you don't want? So it's actually hurting you more to hold on to this protection mechanism? It's possible it's not serving me anymore. To hold on to what? Just name what it is. But I've been holding on to it for a very long time. So tune into what it is that you've been holding on to. What protection mechanism have you been using to try to protect yourself because of what happened? See it. Let's be real with it. And just see how it's played out in other relationships. See how it's affected your life, that pattern, and how it's repeated. See all the people that you've used that habit on. Really just trying to protect yourself, but not really feeling protected and attracting more of what you don't want all the way along your timeline. See all the people right now that that's been expressed through. And I want you just to feel it for all of those relationships. For all those people that you've ever held your love away, defended, pushed back, not been open to, deflected, looked away, shied away, blamed, shamed. Tune into all of those relationships where you've used that habit because you didn't want to be hurt by them, or that you wanted to prove something just to try to get love. But just see that habit over and over in all of those relationships. Let's feel it for each significant relationship that you've ever had, that it's ever affected. Bring those people into your mind right now. And you can even go back to your family as well. All the way from your family, all the way up to your current relationships. Where that entanglement, where that fear, where that resistance, where that shutting down, where that holding back, where that defensiveness, where that blame, where that shame, where that contraction has existed. Feel it for everyone right now. Because we're going to clear it for all those relationships. Do you want to clear it? So that you're free of carrying it around? So really feel it right now. And intensify the feeling of all of that habit and how it makes you feel, and the texture in your body, and the emotion in your feel, and the thoughts that it creates, and the tendencies and the habits, and how it affects everyone around you when it's fully activated in force. Feel it and intensify it by 50%. I want you to get really uncomfortable. I want you to feel so uncomfortable that it's unbearable that you finally decide to let it go. Intensify it by 75%. Let's really be intimate with how uncomfortable this is. Intensify it by 100%. Really go there. Really be with that place. Let yourself feel the uncomfortable places, because it's the only way to clear it. Pretending that it's not there or brushing over it hasn't worked, has it? So let's try something new. Let's be with it. Let's feel it completely. Let it take over your being so much that it moves out of your system. Really feel it. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I don't want to carry, and what is your habit? Name it out loud. I don't want to carry it around anymore. Tapping the temples. It's not serving me to carry what around. It's not serving me to carry what around. And I'm ready to let it go. You guys are ready to let it go? Take a big, deep breath, release a big sigh. I want you to lift up your mirrors right now, and I want you to look into your mirror while tapping your chest with the other hand. And I want you to look directly into those beautiful eyes of yours right now. The part of you that just wants to love and be loved. The part of you that struggled so much to share love or to open up or to connect or to be vulnerable. Tune into that whole struggle right now and just see it in your being. Look at it. It's right there. It's looking back at you. And it's still beautiful. The fear is beautiful. The pain is beautiful because it's all in you. And just feel even the beauty of the struggle. Look at yourself and just send that part of you love right now. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. And repeating after me, I forgive you for all of this struggle and for how hard I've been on you when all I really want is just to love and to share love. It's possible I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of your love. And really say that to yourself. I'm worthy of your love. And see your higher self looking back at you right now with love, knowing that you are loved no matter what. And no matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone does, you are loved. Because love is right here, right now, as you look back at yourself. You are worthy of love. And you are loving yourself right now, no matter what you look like, no matter how good you are, no matter how bad you are, no matter what mistakes you make, no matter how good or bad. It doesn't matter. You're loved. Feel that unconditional love from yourself right now. And feel into any resistance to fully receiving your love. See and feel any resistance to fully letting your own love come through and reach through that mirror and touch you with all of their love, all of their compassion, all of their understanding. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I forgive you for struggling. I just didn't know another way. Because no one showed me a deeper intimacy. No one showed me how to connect in a deeper way. So I didn't know how. And I forgive you for not knowing how. And I'm learning how now. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Placing down your mirrors, tapping on the front of your ribs. I'm ready to give myself the love that I deserve. The intimacy that I deserve. It's been a long time coming. And I'm ready to receive it now. I'm worthy of love and intimacy. And I'm going to give it to myself. I don't have to wait any I'm giving myself love and intimacy because I'm worthy of it. You guys ready to fully receive it now? Okay, so I want you to take a moment and see into that childhood memory right now. And just feel that memory when you weren't getting it, when you started to doubt you even deserved it, when you started to shut down. Tapping the side of the ribs. I want you to really see it because now we get to really change this. So go there with me. This is a short moment in time that can ripple out into your whole life. So let's go there. Let's do this together. Let's be on it. Let's do this. See it as if it's happening. Feel the pain. Really draw it to the surface. Really let yourself feel all of that uncomfortability of that moment in time when you weren't getting love, when you weren't getting intimacy, when you were feeling rejected, when you decided to shut down, when you felt hurt, when you felt jealous, when you felt shame, when you felt blame. Tune into it right there. Feel it. Feel that vulnerable part of yourself that is so scared, that is left out. Feel it right there. And then as you really feel it, take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. And as you see that memory as it's happening, as you feel it for that little child that struggled, I want you just to feel it completely once more. And as you're feeling it, I want you to look up, as if you're looking into the corner of the frame in that picture. And there they are, your higher self, standing there, watching what you're going through with compassion and understanding and empathy. Feel their love as they watch you go through that right now, because they've always been there watching. Even when you thought no one was there, they were there watching. And feel your higher self walk over to that younger version of yourself. And look at them as they pick you up in their arms and hold you, wrapping their arms around you in their love. Feel their love just swoop on in, holding you, protecting you, loving you right now. Feel your higher self holding your earlier version. Feel all of that love come in like a mama bear racing to rescue their cub. Feel that love as they pick you up and hold you in your tender vulnerability. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the wrist here. I'm receiving the love from my higher self. Because I was worthy of it back then. Even though those jerks didn't give it to me. I was worthy of this type of love. This type of safety. This type of connection. What were you worthy of in that moment? I was worthy of, name what it is. And I've been worthy of it this whole time. Even though I didn't think I was. I have been worthy of, and just name what it is. And I'm receiving it now. Tapping the side of the thumb, I'm worthy of. And I'm receiving it now. And I'm making up for lost time. Because I am worthy of, and name what it is you are worthy of. Tapping the next finger. I am worthy of, say it again. I am worthy of, name it again. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the next finger, just tune in to who it was that you were resisting because they treated you like this. I was resisting, and just name who it was. Because they didn't receive me fully. And that's understandable, I've been resisting them. And other people who act like them. And I never have to love them. Or people like them. I never have to love them. Or people like them. I can resist them as long as I want. Because they treated me bad. They rejected me. They made me feel not good enough. And I can resist them as long as I want to. I can hold back my love from them if I want to. I never have to show love to them. And I'm not planning on it. I can hold back my heart for as long as I want to. And it's totally understandable. They don't deserve my love. They don't deserve my love. They don't deserve my love. And I don't have to love them. Ever. If I don't want to. So feel your resistance towards them. Tapping the side of the next finger. Feel any resistance to allowing love to ever come through to them ever again, or anyone that ever looks like them, or anyone that ever acts like them. Feel that resistance in your being just for a moment. So I know some of you are like, maybe I can, but let's just see what it feels like so we know what we're signing up for when we resist. Feel the resistance to letting love come through to those you're afraid of. Feel the resistance of letting love come through to those you feel judged by. Feel the resistance to letting love come through to those who hurt you. Feel your resistance to letting love come through. Feel it right there. Let yourself have it. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. I never have to open my love here. I can keep myself shut down as long as I want to these types of people. Okay, so first of all, understandable, right? People have treated you badly or done something that really hurt. Understandably, you would take away your love. But how does it feel, right? How does it feel in your chest when you block love? How does it feel in your body? How does it feel in your emotions when you block love? No matter who it's to, how does it feel for you when you block love here? When you say no, when you push back, when you shut down, when you hide, how does it feel in your body? This is for you now, not for them. This is for you. How does it feel? Just ask yourself that. It feels like, and name what it feels like when you block love from coming through to even the people you hate, or even the people that hurt. I can keep resisting as long as I want to. But it doesn't really feel comfortable. But I'm trying to prove a point. I'm trying to protect myself. But it's not really helping. Does it help you prove your point? Does it protect you? So is it just really kind of hurting you and just creating more dissonance in your field? All of this holding on is justified. But I just want to feel free. Tapping a little finger. All of this holding and resisting and blocking is justified. And I can keep doing it for the rest of my life if I want to. I never have to let love flow through. And I never have to let love in. For the rest of my life. Just to try and protect myself. Tapping the side of the hand. Okay, let's imagine 10 years from now. Who are you and what has happened in your life if you keep blocking love, even to those that are not so lovable? How does it affect who you are? How does it affect your whole life? Because if you're going to block for one person, you probably block for another person and another person, right? If you just keep blocking love, if you keep making excuses like, that person doesn't deserve it, that person might if they prove it, and that person, I'm going to give them a few days, or maybe a few years. All of those excuses, all of those positionings, all of those, you got to prove it first. Just to let love through, just to let love pour out of your being. All of these rules, just to have love come out of you, just to let love touch you so deeply that the whole world feels you, because you're powerful in that love. All of these rules. Are you going to block all the time, or are you going to let it out? 10 years from now, still blocking. Who are you 10 years from now if you still block love? What's happened in your life 10 years from now? What's happened to your relationships? What types of people are you interacting with? How do you feel in your life 10 years from now if you keep this pattern repeating itself? It feels like, what does it feel like 10 years from now? And what's happened to your life force? Because when you block love, you stop the flow, right? What happens to your life force? Because when you block love, you have limiting thoughts. I can't, they're not, I don't trust them, they're not worthy, everywhere. What happens to your life force 10 years from now? 20 years from now, still holding on, still pushing away, still proving that they're not good enough, still hiding, still scared to peel open your heart and say, I love you. Still scared to let that feeling bubble up inside your chest. Those feelings of bliss, those feelings of desire, those feelings of deep union, all of that wants to come through you, still blocking it. 20 years from now, 40 years from now, on, who are you 40 years from now? See it. Let's paint a picture. Because the only way we're going to make a real decision right here tonight is if we get real with what decision we've already been making. We're just being real with it right now. That's it. So be real with it. 40 years from now, who are you if you keep holding on to this protection mechanism? Tune into what it is for you and how you do it and what habit you use and how you look at the world through that filter. 60 years from now, it's been your whole life. We might as well take it to our dying day. We held on to it that long. You held on to pushing back love, to holding back the force of love, to holding back deeper connection, deeper intimacy, deeper listening, deeper seeing, deeper loving, deeper compassion, deeper space your whole life. You said no because you didn't think it was safe. You deflected, you laughed it off, you pretended it didn't matter. When all you did really wanted was that deep union and that deep connection with the world around you. So tune into that. You're on the final day. Still holding on, still protecting, still rigid in your being. How does it feel in your dying body? To really hold on to it. And then intensify that by 50%. Really let yourself feel. Intensify it by 75%. This is it. You lived your whole life not really letting that channel, that faucet to be open to let love pour through. Go there with me. I ask you just so that you can make a real decision. This is a decision for your life. You're on your dying day. You didn't do it. You didn't challenge yourself to love more. You didn't challenge yourself to forgive, to see through another's eyes. Tune into that right now. You're on your dying day. I'm not going to let it go. They're not worthy. They're not worthy. Tune into that, holding back the love. Intensify by 75%. Really let it be uncomfortable. Your body is dying with this. Intensify by 100%. Let yourself just have it just for a moment. I'll get you over this. But let's just feel it so we know what we're signing up for if we choose it. Really go there. Lean into it. Take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. Come back to the chest. Lift up your mirror. Look at yourself in the eyes. I don't want to die with, and what is it that you've been holding on to? Say it to yourself. Look at you right now and make that commitment. I don't want to die with, and say what it is. I don't want to die with, and look into your own eyes. Look at the sincerity of your being talking back to you right now, communicating a truth that is so deep that it runs in the depth of your soul, that you are here for something else. You are here for a greater love. So tune into that. What don't you want to die with? I don't want to die with, and name it out loud. I don't want to die with, and name what it is. And I want to let this go now. I'm ready to let go of, and just name what it is. And I'm in a safe place to do this now. I'm in a safe place to let go of, and name what it is. I'm in a safe place to let go of. I can can do this. I'm in a safe place to let go of and name it again. Take a big, deep breath, release a big sigh. I believe in myself. And it's possible I'll feel better if I let it go. It's possible I'll feel safer if I let it go. I'm ready to let go of and name what it is. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. And as you look into your eyes right now, one hand on your chest, sending love to your own heart. And as you look into your own eyes, what are you now committed to creating? I'm committed to creating, and just say what it is to yourself. And even though I've never really done this before, and it feels kind of awkward, I'm still a good human being. And I'm still worthy of love. And I'm ready to give this a try. Tapping on the chest, tuning into any resistance around trying this new way. Feel into any struggle against really trying and going for this new way that you really want to try. Feel into any resistance and take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I'm ready to try and name what it is. And I forgive myself for feeling awkward about it. I've never really done it before. And it's understandable I'm nervous about doing this. But I'm still a good human being. And I'm still worthy of love. Even if it's not received. And I know what that feels like. But I'm open to forgiving now. You guys ready just to forgive whatever's happened in the past so that you can have this kind of love? And is it possible that earlier on and in any time, that the person that hurt you was also struggling with love themselves? Is it possible that the person that hurt you was also hurt by love? And that they also were not shown how to have a deeper intimacy and connection. And so they didn't know how to give it to you because they weren't given it themselves. And is it possible that you know what it feels like to hide love? And that we've all been there. And that we've all been scared. It doesn't make it right what happened. It just means we're ready to let it go and recognize that we're all growing. So I want you to tune into any psychic tug of war that's been there between you and anyone else, trying to prove to them that they should love you, trying to convince them, trying to play games, feeling hurt. Feel into any strands, any psychic energy that's been in the field between you and anyone else around real deep intimacy. Any blocks that you put in the way energetically. Any blame or shame you've had towards them. And just feel that in the field right now. Because the truth is, if you are having that energetic tug of war, this is happening in the background of your energy field. And do you want to keep that tug of war happening? Or do you just want to let it go, be free, and let the universe deal the cards? Okay. I'm ready to let go of, and just name what it is and who it is. And the pain that we've been feeling. And then placing down your mirrors and just closing your eyes and seeing them in your mind's eye right now. Bring that person or people's face to you, tapping the chest. And as you see their face in your mind's eye, I want you to tune into what it makes you feel when you see their face. Does it make you nervous? Does it make you uncomfortable? Does it make you angry? Does it make you scared? Does it make you shut down? What happens when you see their face? What happens when you see them in person? What happens when you feel triggered by them? Feel the energy between you and them right now. I'm ready to let this go. Because it's not serving my life force to hold on to this anymore. I'm done with trying to prove myself. I'm done with any games I've been playing. And just tune into what your games are, feel what they are. Feel your resistance towards them. Let yourself really feel the resistance right there. Because we want to clear this right now. Take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. I'm releasing my resistance towards. And however this has been sucking my energy. Because what I really want is what? What do you really want? And I really wanted that with them. But it didn't work. But what I've always wanted is, and that's what I really want. I really want love and connection. I really want to be seen, recognized, supported, encouraged. I really want to be witnessed in my beauty. I really want my love to be received. I really want to share my love. And I don't want to hide this anymore. Whether they receive it or not, I'm giving it now. Are you guys ready just to blast that person or people with love? No matter what they are, no matter what they did, no matter how awkward they are, no matter how much they try to protect themselves, just because you can, just blast them so hard with love that they fall off their chair and they don't know what hit them. That they get so much love that they wake up and they recognize who they truly are. And they say, my God, I didn't know this type of love exists. And you get to be that person. You get to be that person that shows the world how to love. You get to be that person that stands up and says, I will love no matter what. You get to be that. Right? Because it's more enjoyable. It's more enjoyable than shutting down. It's more enjoyable than being small. It's more enjoyable than thinking you're not good enough. Being that powerful love is the most enjoyable thing you can do on the planet. So do it with me tonight. Do this type of love with me tonight, where you are a beacon of that power. And you remind others, you show others Heal childhood trauma through the people in your life. Because anyone that's not loving is just dealing with childhood trauma. Because their parents didn't love them, or they were let down and rejected themselves. We reprogram it tonight. You guys gonna do this with me? You ready to reprogram love? Let's do it then. I want you just to feel into any final areas in your life where you say, I'm not gonna love there. Everywhere else, but not there. Especially not there, and I'm going to pretend that it doesn't even exist. Until it does, until it's up in your face. What areas are you struggling with loving right now? Find them, locate them in your being. Now is the time to do what you came here to do tonight. That's why you're here. So tune into it. What is it for you? What are those final areas? The final areas are, and just name them out loud. The final areas are, let's feel it. Those final areas. Locate them. The final areas of blocking love are, and name what they are. And I can keep holding on to this, but that's not why I'm here. I came here to have love and intimacy. Tapping your chest if you're not tapping. I came here to have love and intimacy. Even if it means loving those areas I don't want to love. I came here for love and intimacy. And I'm ready to get loving and intimate with, and name what it is. Feel into that right now. What is it for you, that final part? I'm ready to love, and just name what it is. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the top of the head, I'm ready to trust myself now. I've got everything I need. Love is inside of me. And I'm trusting myself now. My love is guiding the way. I am trusting myself. I can love myself. I can love the world. And I can still have healthy boundaries. Right? Because sometimes people think loving means you don't have boundaries. Actually, loving means you do have boundaries because you love yourself so much that you choose where you let people come close and where you don't. It doesn't mean that you stop loving them. It just means you're like, that person's like really going through something and I don't have the bandwidth to have them in my life all the time. But it doesn't mean you stop loving them. You still love them, but you have boundaries. And so you can have boundaries and still be really loving. Do you guys want to do that? Yes. And the way you create boundaries is you just tune into what feels right energetically. Once again, you don't take away love, you just choose boundaries. Okay. I'm ready to create boundaries by what feels really yummy. I can create healthy boundaries. And I can also choose new ways of being with others. With my love. And I'm ready to do this now.